One dead. Oh, two dead. Three dead. Whoop. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there.
Hello world, it is me, Hambone, and I'm bringing you some Trials of Osiris gameplay. I played this past weekend with No Zero and Too Loud after we recorded the podcast. We came into Trials and we went ham. No pun intended, but we really did go off during Trials. We ended up going 27-0, which is awesome. We did lose a few rounds, but we never lost the game, which was the important part, because getting 9 wins with 0 losses allowed you to get to the new social space, which is on Mercury and called the Lighthouse. When you get to the Lighthouse, it'll only be you and your fire team there, and you'll walk along the board and you'll finally get to a treasure chest that has all types of sweet stuff inside of it. And that's what this video is about. This is going to show you what I managed to get from that treasure chest, as well as the things that happened to fall during Trials, and the things that I got from tiered packages from Brother Vance back at the Reef. So without further ado, the first one is Jewel of Osiris. It's a hand cannon, and it's a sweet one. You see it says Adept there, which means that you know it came from Mercury because it also has an element on it. You can see mine here is solar. The only difference between this one and the one that he will eventually sell is that it has that elemental damage. That is the reward you get for going flawless in Trials. So when you do see this gun for sale in the Reef from Brother Vance, it will not have solar, arc, or void damage on it, but it will still be a decent enough hand cannon. You see the impact is ridiculous on this thing, and it also comes with perfect balance, which is always my favorite. But it's more of a PvE thing for me. In PvP, I really do favor my exotic hand cannons over legendary ones. I don't know, there's just something about the feel of them. But if you're accurate and you're used to using legendaries, this one's not so bad. It does hit like a truck. So if you're accurate and can compensate for the recoil, you might find yourself falling in love. But for me, not so much. The next thing on our list is the Summoner. I purchased this one. This did not fall for me, and it is not Adept. This is just what Brother Vance was selling this past week, and I like it. I'm usually not a fan of auto rifles. Ever since they decided to nerf them, they've been pretty much non-existent in this game. But if you check out the rate of fire and the impact on this thing, coupled with all the sweet perks that it has on it, it's a really decent auto rifle. They've actually taken into consideration that you can't re-roll these weapons, so they gave you all the options that you could ever really want for an auto rifle, for whatever your playstyle may be. If you like hammer forged, it's there. If you are a perfect balance guy, it's there. So hats off to Bungie on this one. Auto rifles still aren't very relevant, but if they ever do actually get another buff, look out for this thing because it's hard hitting. You'll see here in PvP that it actually does do some work. I actually got a little bit of help from my grenade in that instance, but here not so much. You'll see how accurate it is. This guy just shows the very little tip of his head, and I'm still able to get that headshot on him because the stability on this thing is pretty nice, and the firing rate. I also take that guy down as he's rushing. So like I said, if they ever buff these guns again, this is one that you may want to look out for because I found myself enjoying it. I actually did pretty well with it. The next thing on our list is the Scholar, and as you see, it also says Adept, so it came from Mercury. And this thing is okay. If it had more bullets in the magazine and a higher rate of fire, I would be raving about this gun. It's still good in its own right, but there are just so many other weapons out there that I'd like to use in its place. If I'm going to go with this type of firing rate, my Badger CCL does about the same firing rate, maybe even a little bit better. Also, my Fang of Ute is a definite better choice with more in the magazine, and the perks on it are a little bit better suited for me. But if you don't have yourself an ARC scout rifle, then this thing by all means could be a nice gun for you to use. It's good in PvE, It's just not going to be something that you want to use if there's ever a ton of hordes around or anything like that. It's not really its strong playstyle. This is more of a, I'm going to sit in the back and nitpick at you and let that firing rate and stability take over. In PvP, this is definitely not my style of gun. Like I said, just like PvE, you're definitely going to want to sit back in PvP and just make sure you have a lot of space between you and your enemies that you're firing at, because that slow firing rate will get you killed up close. I'm usually more of an up close and personal player, or if I'm standing this far back, I want to go ahead and one-shot you with my sniper rifle, which we're moving on to now. The Eye of Soul is the sniper rifle that happened to fall from me from one of my tiered packages. This one had solar damage, comes with 5 in the magazine, a decent rate of fire, nice range, so-so stability, and ridiculous reload. As you can see there, I'll probably throw that eagle eye on there because it seems to give the most out of this weapon. It also has Army of One, but the star on this gun, for me anyway, is unflinching. Unflinching allows me to place my follow-up shots in PvP without losing my target. That's the one knock on Praetus that I always have, is that if somebody else is shooting at you while you're scoped in, you will lose sight of that person. Not anymore, not with unflinching. With this bad boy, you should be able to stay right on target. I really like this thing in PvP way more than I did in PvE. As you see there, it's laser accurate. And even here, I actually do have to go with a follow-up shot as I missed my first shot. And it wasn't so bad. It definitely, I could see myself getting killed if I wasn't paying attention. But if you're a decent enough sniper, you should be able to get yourself back on target, even with that low stability. It's definitely not like Praetus, where you one-shot some, or where you can shoot somebody like a scout rifle, but it's a good sniper rifle. Moving on, we have tomorrow's answer, which I was most excited about out of all the weapons. This thing is void damage, comes with 3 nice perks on the front there, and it has tripods, so you will now have 3 in a magazine instead of 2. And more importantly, it has grenades and horseshoes. Everybody loves grenades and horseshoes. It will detonate, the rocket will detonate close in proximity to the person that you're shooting. So that's a pretty sweet thing to use in PvP. You might as well go ahead and call this thing the baby Truth. It's definitely not as good as Truth, but it's still pretty good, especially when you consider it's a legendary. And I'll be using this. The area where it suffers is velocity. So in that second skill tree, I definitely want to go with Javelin to get the velocity up on this thing, because the blast radius is pretty high. It's the velocity that needs a bump up. So for me, that's what I'll be using. Quick shout out to my Celestial Nighthawk that I finally managed to roll after I don't care to tell you how many motes of light, but I have it now, and that's all that matters. I did get the Watcher's Vest. You were able to get this if you got 5 wins in Trials of Osiris, and this one was perfect for me. It came with sniper rifle ammo boost and a hand cannon ammo boost, which is my exact setup for PvP. I'm always rolling a hand cannon and a sniper rifle 90% of the time. And these boots that I got, they actually allow you to carry more ammo for scout rifles, which is my primary weapon in PvE. So altogether, I was pretty stoked with both sets of the armor that fell for me. More importantly than those 2 things, even though it's just an aesthetic thing, is the Cloak of Exile. I actually got this cloak. It dropped while we were playing. After a round, it just fell to me. And I was so excited. This thing is black and gold. It looks sweet. It shimmers in the light, in the sun. So, yeah, I feel pretty sweet running around with this thing on my back. Makes me look pretty badass if you ask me. Also did get the exotic emblem, as you see up in the top right there, the Eye of Osiris, and I coupled this with my million shader. That thing is sweet. It's the first exotic emblem that we have. So, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video if you enjoyed it. And also check us out on twitch.tv/AimAssistGaming. We have tons of community leaders and members coming through the stream every day of the week, so check us out there. And every Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific, we do a live recording of our podcast. So come hang out, have a beverage, and let's talk some Destiny. Other than that, that's it, guys, and I'll see you when I see you.